For some of these Chiefs players, it's the end of the road. We're going to do our 53-man roster predictions. Let's talk about that. Chiefs Kingdom, ACU crew, how we doing? How we all doing? Appreciate you guys being here. Do your boys a favor and do all the usual stuff. Hit that like button, share it out with a friend. Let's get this stream rolling, baby. Let's go. Let's have some fun tonight. Talk a little 53-man roster while Mike's watching TV on the side.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Dude, the roster this year was kind of tough, to be honest.
Ridiculous.
It was a wild little exercise trying to run through this because there's a lot of injuries and stuff here that we're trying to navigate. Like, there's a lot of theories out there that they may start the season with Omar Norman Lott possibly on the IR, which has not really been confirmed. That's something we kind of heard about. We put him on the 53, obviously. We're not going to try to go in that route or anything. If you miss, you miss. Last year, Steve, like, nobody knew they were going to pick up random people like Peyton Hendershot and stuff like that. Like, sometimes that just happens, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Derek Nottie, like this time, if you'd have done it any earlier, you would have missed that, right?
Right, one day earlier, and you'd have missed that one. What do you think about Derek Nottie before we get going?
I mean, it is what it is, I guess. Whatever. It's the second time in 2 years that we've let someone leave, go to the Jets, and then given them a draft pick to get them back.
Yeah, like that's our picks.
That's a new trend for us, apparently.
I would say, though, I don't mind it because we do need something there. I guess Brett Veach just wanted something that was familiar, and I mean, it's not the worst thing, I guess, but I will say that, like, they had all this time to try to fix this and the running back room, and then in back-to-back days, we've heard about rumors about running backs, rumors about, defensive tackles and things, and it's like, this is kind of stuff that could have been prevented.
Sure. I was hoping it was more of, hey, this weird experiment we're doing with Omar Norman Lott's not cool, so let's get Derek Nottie to do some rundowns, and we can have Omar Norman Lott rush a passer like he's supposed to. Like, maybe. That's like the positive I'm looking at, like the positive lens I'm looking at it. A lot of people think it could be because of an Omar Norman Lott injury. And then I've also just saw that they weren't happy altogether with the run protection or the run defense. So that's why they went back and got Nottie. So, I mean, there's really no telling there, but maybe they'll let Omar Norman Lott just, drop that 20 pounds and get back to getting after the passer, baby.
I mean, he didn't look horrible with his weight now. But who knows? Maybe they thought he needed to gain some weight anyway because he's been thrown around a little bit. Like, yeah, NFL's a different beast,
Correct. Pika says, do you expect any major trades tomorrow or Tuesday to help with some needs? So, Mike, do you think that you're going to see any more trades, any more movement before the final roster set?
With the Chiefs specifically, I don't know. It's possible. I'm seeing some players already getting cut a little bit. I forget. There was a few players I think the Bills dropped today. There was a few names I'd actually seen today that wouldn't surprise me if the Chiefs didn't take a couple, long, hard look at them. But I would say for me, I think Brett Veach is probably not trading anything else at this point. I think you kind of wait for roster cuts and see. And then Brett Veach throws, if you remember, like, you got to have these things done by, I want to say like 5 p.m. Eastern time. Brett Veach slow rolls these cuts out further than anybody, and it's almost like he'll wait to the last second in case somebody else comes available, and he'll make a final cut in the final minute or something. It's very strange with what Veach does with these.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, let's get into it. And you guys be sure to get in the chat on the side and let us know what you think too. And we'll just start going through all this stuff. I'm ready whenever you are, man.
You sound very excited to get into it right now. Just very pumped.
I'm super pumped, man. Super excited. I don't know, man. It's really weird. It's like difficult to try to figure it out. I don't feel exactly comfortable with the 53 that we picked, but there's really not many ways to go. If you got to take 7 receivers and you're taking this many and that many, we're
going to talk about the parts that you think that you're uncomfortable about, and I'm sure everybody in the chat will let us know. So here we go. Starting off, and without anybody's probably surprised, Mahomes is going to be on the team, and Gardner Minshew's his backup. Steve, a lot of people think that they may take Chris Oladokun. They could possibly take Bailey Zappi. That was rumored. I think taking more than 2 quarterbacks is ridiculous with the amount of players they got to have. And the amount of roster places, for example, tight end and wide receiver taking X amount. So,
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't think there's much to talk about here. I think Oladokin and Bailey Zappi, it's not like they're really that great. They could come in a pinch, but stick one of them on the practice squad, let it roll.
so last year
Play
they
with it
put Bailey Zappi on the practice squad, right? And he got poached. And then they brought in Oladokin. Do you think they'll just go ahead and put Oladokin on the practice squad and let Bailey Zappi walk? Like, he didn't impress at all.
I mean,
during the
that's a
preseason.
possibility, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to try to predict the practice squad. I mean, it is what it is. They'll take whoever. So here we go. Let's go to running backs. Steve, we went ahead and just went with 3. Pacheco, Hunt, Brashard Smith. We think Pacheco and Hunt are pretty much locks here. I think Brashard Smith's a lock, Steve. I'm sure you do too. We debated on 3 or 4, and we didn't put Carson Steele on, and then also Elijah Mitchell. I don't know if Elijah Mitchell done enough this offseason to give me the warm and fuzzies about giving him a roster spot. Now, I will say that Elijah Mitchell at times looks like he could fit the part. Will the Chiefs go ahead and put him on there? I don't know. It's tough to take all these running backs when you know you got to have other positions. And so I didn't feel comfortable putting Elijah Mitchell on the roster, especially with the whole Diana Rossini report about us looking for a running back and everything. And honestly, a lot of people think Carson Steele was a lock. I felt early on in the process that Carson Steele, they didn't really want to cut Carson Steele. I felt like they were giving him a lot of opportunities and things, but the more I watched of Carson Steele, he just didn't do much in the preseason. Compare his last preseason where he was like camp darling for a little while, and then compare that to this year. He didn't do anything. If you remember last year, he was chucking off big runs versus the Jags, big runs versus the Bears in the preseason. And this year, he was just kind of just there.
It wasn't as exciting, was it?
No.
Like, I think he had a couple good carries here and there, but, I mean, the pass protection with Carson Steele's been a sore spot, and I just don't know about it, man. Like, I could very easily see them put him on the roster, and it wouldn't blow my mind. But Elijah Mitchell's the weird one because they could also put him on the roster. Maybe they really do like him. They went out, signed him to the contract, this and that. But I'm with you, man. After watching, I would be completely okay with just having the 3 there. You have to put so many different guys in different positions here. That might be somewhere you could go a little low. Carson Steele could go to the practice squad. The chances of him getting poached, I think, are probably slim. I mean, someone might. But, I mean, if he's there and you need him, call him up, right? Whatever you got to do. I think you go with a 3 there. I like it. And I would like to see Brashard Smith actually get a fair amount of snaps early and often.
Yeah, I agree. I think you could try to put Elijah Mitchell. He's possible that he may not get any offers from anywhere else either. He could end up on your practice squad too. So I think for now, we'll just go with 3. That's going to be our final estimation there. And again, they could take whatever. It may throw it all off. Who knows? Who cares? Let's move on, man. Tight end. We said they're going to take 4. We believe they're going to take 4. Kelsey Gray, that's your locks. Wiley's basically a lock, and Tanyan throughout the preseason, Steve, he's played. He's. I mean, it's almost a lock. The Chiefs are going 4 tight ends here, is it not?
I think so. The way that Tanyan played in the preseason, I think you almost have to. They're not going to let Wiley walk. I mean, I don't know why they would. He actually looked pretty good in the preseason. They drafted him in the 4th round a couple years ago. He had the injury. It's the only reason why you haven't seen that much of him yet. I think Noah Gray is going to get a pretty good amount of snaps like he always does. Hopefully Kelsey has a better year this year than he did last year, but I just kind of think it's where it's at, and I think Big Bob needs to be there. I think he proved why he needs to be there. So 4 tight ends makes sense to me. Plus, Andy likes to go 4 tight ends a lot of the time. And, I mean, he uses so many different packages with the tight ends and double tight ends. I just think that he'll do that.
Right. Wiley actually outscored Big Bob on PFF throughout the preseason by like a point or 2. So, I mean, Wiley was playing pretty well this preseason.
It wasn't as flashy as Big Bob Tanyan, but it was good.
No. So we're through 9. We'll go ahead and go on to wide receiver here. And we'll talk about wide receiver. I don't think this is much of a surprise either. Rashee Rice at 10. Hollywood's the 11. And look, Hollywood... You know, I think it would be really wild if they cut Hollywood. I don't see that happening. I've seen people throwing that out there because he missed. I just don't see that happening. There's no way. Worthy with the 12. Juju's going to make it with 13. Jalen Royals is not getting cut. He's 14. Nico is your special teams guy. I think he's 15. And then Thornton's 16. I think Thornton gets on over Brownlee. I think Elijah Badger, in my opinion, has a claim to try to get on this roster if they took 8 wide receivers. I think it would be between maybe Brownlee and Badger. Badger actually, per PFF, had one of the better wide receiver grades of any Chiefs wide receiver in the preseason throughout the 3 games. So I think Badger's going to the practice squad for sure, and that may be a guy somebody might try to go, plucking off there, to be honest.
Right. I mean, there was a lot of talent in the wide receiver room in the offseason here. We knew that. We knew that through camp, that there were a lot of guys that maybe could make a roster somewhere else. It's just not going to happen in Kansas City, which is kind of a weird thing because usually it's the flip. Like, usually it's like, which one of these halfway scrubs are we going to stick on the roster to fill the void, right? Completely opposite this year. You had 5 guys is not going anywhere. They're complete lock, and then you're pretty sure they're taking Nico Remigio to return because Dave Toub loves him, and he's our best return guy. And then you just see what Tyquan Thornton brings to the table, and to me, it's almost impossible not to put him on this roster. I think that the chemistry that he has with Patrick Mahomes right off the rip, it's kind of different than any other receiver you've seen outside of maybe Rashee Rice. And then on top of that, you got a guy with the size of Tyquan Thornton getting the separation that Tyquan Thornton is getting in these games, and that's something that Patrick Mahomes can take shots at. I mean, he used to take them at MVS all the time, and MVS can't catch very well, right? But I actually think Thornton's faster than MVS, and he's got better hands. So I think it's a whole new wrinkle we can have. Not necessarily new, but new for the last year or so. And kind of just spread this offense wide open, man. I mean, if Tyquan Thornton can get out there and separate the way he was in the preseason, I think that makes it difficult for defenses to game plan against, especially with Rashee Rice, Travis Kelce kind of playing in the first and second levels there. And then you have Xavier Worthy on the other side of the field. That's a tall task for any defense, man.
Do you find it a little weird that we just made a deal with the Jets to get Noddy? And you basically just traded Sky Moore for Derek Noddy. It's basically how the draft picks are working out.
Sort of.
Do you find it weird that Brownlee maybe wasn't included in that somehow? Because we were talked about Brownlee probably not being able to make this team. You could probably put him on the practice squad, but somebody's probably poaching that kid. He's decent enough to do it. He played with the Jets. He knows that Jets offense pretty well. He's a pretty good wide receiver, and they need wide receivers. I found it kind of weird that maybe Brownlee, do you think you would have been better off just going, say, Brownlee for Noddy straight up? Or do you just think they wasn't even interested?
I mean, obviously, I think that's the deal. I don't think they were very interested in Brownlee for whatever reason. They already had him.
So do we think we can sneak Brownlee on the practice squad?
Would love to. I think that would be great. If you could put Brownlee on the practice squad.
I think Badger for sure.
Along with Badger and Magdalena and who's the other one? I'm missing one.
Jimmy Holiday's got a shot
Jimmy
too.
Holiday.
He looked pretty good.
If you could stick those guys on the practice squad, I mean, it's nice to have them in reserve there, right? So I don't know. I think the offense as a whole, I think that's kind of how it's going to go. It gets a little more weird on defense, but I mean, really the weird thing to me about the offense and the way that we picked a 53-man roster is looking at 3 running backs is strange. I feel like Andy normally has 4, but I think this makes the most sense. If you're going to go 4 tight ends, you're going to go 7 wide receivers, I think you have to sacrifice a running back there. I mean, that's the only other way that you could really make it work.
Well,
I mean, they're going to go 9
year, though, right?
Have we done O-line yet?
No, we're getting ready to.
Let's do it now.
But didn't Andy take just 3 last year? He took Pacheco, Clyde, and Carson Steele.
Was that it?
Was there another running back on the team? I don't remember one.
You might be right. But they've been taking 4, though. I know they took 4 the year with Ronald Jones Jr., who never played.
They never played him, so it was pointless.
And I think the season before that,
I feel like with wide receivers, okay, so with running backs, I feel like you don't have to house as many on your roster because why? Pacheco, Hunt, and Smith can just about give you anything you want. If there is an injury, and then if you're unfortunate enough to have 2 injuries, any of those guys can give you 2 or 3 carries for the rest of the game, and then you could just go dig into the practice squad because Andy doesn't really rely on the run all that much anyway. So I'm good. I'm okay with it. Crazy,
right? Shout out Tony with the 5 bomb here. He says ETN would be nice running back help for us. So I know a lot of people have been saying that. I actually think if they were going to try to go get another running back, he makes the most sense as far as fit goes. The only other guy I think that fits the offense better would be an older guy, Kamara, who's on a contract. So that's a whole different thing. Probably a long shot there. But yeah, I mean, if they were to go grab an ETN or something like that, I mean, he would fit right in the offense, I think. But I just don't think there's any room for it. So it's kind of weird to me they were looking for another running back. Honestly, I think that's a weird thing.
Yeah, I agree. The players I was thinking of earlier, because people were asking me, the defensive backs, this is the ones that the Bills released earlier. They released DBs Trey Herndon, Zy Alexander, who was just out of this draft class from LSU, Garnett Hollis Jr., Nelson Caesar, who was a defensive end that come out, I want to say, last year from Houston. And then they released offensive lineman Rush Reimer, Matt Sokol, a tight end, and running back Elijah Young. Is that the same Elijah Young we just released? Like, did he go to Buffalo and then they cut him already?
I don't know, but
I'm not for sure either. But a lot of people were wanting Zy Alexander. They thought that would be a nice little pickup to bring to the corner room.
Pope Joe here says that we had Samaje Perine last year. We did have 4 running backs.
Yeah. Okay. Did we
So
have
we
him for
have-
the roster cuts, though?
Yeah, I think so. So we've had 4
Maybe so.
pretty consistently. So yeah, I do think it. Yeah, Casey Lion Squad with a 2 bomb said the same thing. He was the 4th running back. So I think that we've been doing 4. So I think it's kind of weird to see 3, but is it weird to see 3 when you know you're taking 4 tight ends and 7 wide receivers?
That's kind of my thing here. So if you don't take just 3 and you take 4, who are you cutting? You're not cutting Tanyan. You're not cutting Tyquan Thornton. And then when we even let's go ahead and get to the offensive line, because I'm pretty sure we took 1 less offensive lineman than we took last year. We took 10 last year.
Let's take a
And
look.
I think we've only got 9 here. Simmons, Suamataia, Humphrey, Smith, and Taylor. That's your starting 5. Our backups is Moore. He's your swing tackle. He can also jump down in the guard. Caliendo, he's a nice little swing guard. We got Wanye Morris, who, believe it or not, I don't even know if Wanye should make the team, but
Same.
I think he's going to make it.
Yep.
And then Hunter Norzad. So the ones that we're leaving off from last year is Ethan Driscoll, who, again, I think he could end up on the IR because of that whole surgery he just had. They may be able to sneak him through the IR. And then, of course, Big Joey Lombard, he didn't get on. I would think a practice squad. And then C.J. Hansen, he made the team last year, and we didn't put him on.
Right.
Steve, we have 4, 8. We have 9 here. They took 10 last year. In my opinion, if they take 10, then I think Esa Pole could probably get on this list.
I think a lot of people want
Before
Asa Pole
C.J.
on the
Hansen.
list. A lot of people want him on here, and I personally, I think even Brant in the chat said it. Like, I'd almost rather have Pole than Morris. But the problem is the experience factor, and not that matters because I don't think Morris is very good. But Asa Pole is raw, like super raw. He's got a long way to go. Like, I think if you had to plug and play somebody, I'm not sure. I wouldn't be 100% confident that Pole would be better option if it was just put him in there, because I think Pole needs to develop. But do I think he's going to be better than Wanye Morris? Absolutely. I don't know if it just might be a little too quick. You know, I don't know. But
Yeah,
and here's the thing: they like Wanye Morris. I know a lot of us don't like him. It's not that we don't like the kid; it's just that we don't think he's that good. He hasn't really panned out, but I think they do. They trust him quite a bit if you pay attention.
It's coming down to offensive line, in my opinion, because we took 1 less running back than we think that probably should be taken.
Yeah.
So if you put another running back on the team, and you put another lineman on the team, that means 2 defensive players are coming off. And we're going to get to those in just a few seconds. Let us know in the comments if you think the offense looks about right, if there's somebody we would leave or not. Right. Sean Felt says, we will know in a couple days. What's the point? Oh, I don't know, Sean. Just a Chiefs talk show that just talking about Chiefs football. Don't know why we're even doing this. Sean, if you don't like it, go away.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, why a dumb comment like that? Like, why a dumb comment like that, Sean? Like, go get a job, Sean.
I just thought it was funny. It's like, what else are we going to be talking about right now?
I'm sorry. We're the only people that's done a 53-man roster prediction today. I'm pretty sure I've seen that from every single person in the Grand Malls threw one up today. But us, what's the point? The guys that have got it right the most every year, the highest percentage. What's the point? Okay, cool. Thanks, Sean, for that opinion. Idiot.
I had to bring it up. I knew.
Yeah, you got me going pretty good. Sean knows how to just Flip the buttons.
I know how to push the buttons. They just do it for me, and I find it and put it on the screen.
Sean, why don't you spell your name with an H and an A and a W like a normal human? Why the EAN? What's the point?
What's the point of seeing?
What's the point? Okay, come on, let's go. Forget Sean. He's just some weird dude. I think, Steve, if you have to put that 10th lineman on here, I think there's 3 guys that make a case, in my opinion. C.J. Hansen makes a case.
Yeah.
Esapo makes a case.
Yes.
Dalton Cooper makes a case.
Yeah, dude.
Dalton Cooper had a great preseason.
I think even Joey Lombard has a case.
Joey Lombard did you know Joey Lombard actually scored higher in the offense? Not run blocking specifically and not pass blocking specifically, but just offense as a whole. He actually scored higher than Hunter Norzad in the preseason, which is kind of wild. Now, look, I think a lot of these guys are going to end up on the practice squad. To me, I don't think C.J. Hansen done enough to get on this team this year, but the Chiefs could slide him on. But I believe Pohl, not Norzad, but Pohl, Hansen, probably Dalton Cooper, and probably Lombard. I think all 4 of those could go to the could go to the practice squad here.
This one's odd. It's kind of like more of like, what do we think the Chiefs are going to do? Because if it was up to me, I'm going to be quite honest here. C.J. Hansen doesn't impress me whatsoever. He never has. He definitely didn't move the needle for me in this preseason. A lot of Chiefs Kingdom really likes Hunter Norzad. He doesn't impress me either. Like, I could give or take on Hunter Norzad. I think Joey Lombard's just kind of right there with him as far as a guy that can play guard or center. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then
that's kind of wild too, because he come as a UDFA, no draft capital, and we actually spent draft capital on Norzad and Hansen.
Right. Now, I do think Dalton Cooper had a great preseason. I think that's
good.
That's a guy that like made a case for himself. Asa Pohl made a case for himself in the preseason.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, it's really weird. So it's like, if it was up to me, I would be tempted to put those 2 on. But, I'm trying to think of how you got to put your Brett Veach cap on, your Andy Reid cap on sometimes and try to figure out what they're going to do. And I do know that they do like to play it safer. Usually, they don't like to take like big risk. A lot of times,
last year was some of the bigger risk I'd ever seen them take by throwing on. They actually kept C.J. Hansen, which was a 7th round pick. They kept Ethan Driscoll, which was a UDFA. I thought that was kind of odd last year. They even done something on the defense. I want to say they kept Malik Herring last year out of nowhere, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did. Well, I think it was like 2 years ago. They kept Joshua Kando randomly. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always these random people you think are
and
gone.
then they ended up parting ways the next time.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But I think that's like the closest guess we can get. And I think it would kind of be pointless to put 10 right off the rip.
Right.
I think 9's sufficient, especially
put us to 25.
Well, you got to take 7 right. Once again, you got to take 7 wide receivers. You got to take 4 tight ends. I think you have to give or take a little bit elsewhere, and I think 9 linemen's sufficient.
I think so too, because of the ability to swing. You've got Jalen Moore that can go guard,
swing it,
tackle. You've got Norzad who can go guard, center. You've got just Wanye. He can go probably every position but center. You've got a lot of those guys that can go inside, outside. I don't know if you necessarily have to have specific tackles or specific guards. Like, I think they do a lot of that. So let's go ahead and move on to the defense, man, because the defense is the little bit of the tough one, in my opinion. Dude, it was hard, and especially when you throw Noddy back in.
Yeah.
Yes, you can have 16 KC Lions squad, and if you put your international player on there, Chew Godric, you can have 17. So Chew's probably going to be 17. Chew had a spot. Chew honestly had a little bit of a claim to a roster spot this year if you really compare him to certain players. So, I mean, Chew's progressing pretty well, but I still think he's back on the practice squad. So let's go ahead and move it on to
defense, baby. Let's
go to defense. Let's go to defensive end right off the bat here. We've got Carl Loftus, the first player making on the defense, Mike Dana, Charles Omenihu, Ashton Gelati, and we're going to go ahead and throw Malik Herring on here.
You have to at this point.
Yeah, I think that you can't just roll with 4. I don't think you can just roll with 4 here. I think you got to take Malik Herring. This was probably going to be FAU's spot.
Right.
But Malik Herring outplayed FAU all preseason. Malik Herring actually had the most snaps of any Chiefs defender in the preseason. So they got a really good look at Malik Herring. He's high motor. He's not the best, but he's already snuck on the team last year.
Well,
and I think he's
here's
probably
the
going
thing.
to get it again this year.
I'm just as guilty as everybody else of overlooking Malik Herring a lot. But Malik Herring, I think, is the best edge setter on this team. Like, as far as run defense goes, I think Malik Herring, that's where he shines. And if you go back to the AFC Championship game 2 years ago against the Baltimore Ravens, Malik Herring made some huge plays for us in the run defense. And I think that he's definitely going to make it, especially with FAU being on the IR, like you said. I just think it opens it up. You don't want to go in with 4 defensive
you can't go in
ends.
with just 4, especially with Gelati being a little undersized as well.
Right, dude, Gelati was just living in the backfield the other night. There wasn't he?
He's nasty. He's like Omar Norman
go,
Lott.
baby.
Like, that's what those two bring, right? But I think you got to go with Herring, especially going out and getting Derek Nottie. They're wanting to improve the run game, and Malik Herring gives you a nice run option, I think.
Yep, there's a Jim with a 2 bomb says so released and Duggar could be upgrades. I think that they're going to keep their eye open for some, like, there's always like the possibility we go out and get some guys that are getting cut from other teams, right?
Right, and they could sneak them right onto the roster, and then all this could get blown up. It's very possible.
It's possible, Des. Appreciate the 2, buddy. Shout out Tony, been a member for 19 months now. Let's freaking go. Mike, let's move it on to the defensive tackles.
Yeah, so we all know Chris Jones is on the team. Mike Pinnell is going to be on the team. Omar Norman Lott, Tillery, who Steve called Tilly, and then number 35. We're going to put.
I knew there was going to be one that got autocorrected. I knew it every time.
I think Pinnell got autocorrected too.
Probably.
Noddy is on the team. I think you got to take 5 here. I think without Noddy,
Mike, you know why Pinnell got autocorrected?
Yeah, I do, because we know a guy named Pinnell who's
Big
spelled
Don.
like that.
Yeah,
and we talk about him, and that's why your phone autocorrected that, and that's funny. But look, Jones, Pinnell, that's your run guys. They went out and grabbed Noddy. That's another run guy. I don't think. I mean, look, they could cut Noddy. They could cut Noddy from this team and then re-pick him back up, because he doesn't have to go to the practice squad. He can instantly re-sign, or he can just decide to sign with the Chiefs to the practice squad. So it's very possible they could do something really weird like that with Noddy. But to go trade for him, he's probably going to be on the roster, and we're going to act as if he's going to be on the roster. Tillery is good enough to make this team. Tillery should be on this team. So I think they take 5 defensive ends, 5 defensive tackles, and you just have 10 defensive linemen.
All right. Yeah, take that graphic off. I couldn't spell on that one.
Yeah, Steve, he's wild today. Let's move on to linebacker. I think linebacker is one that some people may agree or not agree with. This is where it starts getting a little weird. I think the defensive end, defensive tackle, I feel like it's kind of like, they're probably going to take 10. That's probably your 10.
I think so. I think that one, to me, felt more comfortable than any of it, probably. But speaking of getting a linebacker was weird. There's some guys I would like to have on this roster that I don't think are going to make it. And Mike, also, Swayze Bozeman got released. You think they could stick him back on the practice squad?
They really like Swayze Bozeman. It would not surprise me if they didn't try that.
The kid was getting snaps in the Super Bowl last year, the AFC Championship game. So,
right. Do you think they could give him a roster spot initially?
I don't think so.
I mean, you wouldn't have thought that from like Hendershot or something either.
Let's look at it, and we'll find out.
Right, so here we go. Nick Bolton, Drew Tranquil, Leo Chenal, Jeffrey Bassa, and then we're going to go ahead and keep Cam Jones, and we're going to keep Coop McDonald. Coop McDonald played really, really well during the preseason. He was literally one of the highest-rated linebackers, highest-rated defenders on this team all preseason. Cam Jones slides on because he's really good stopping the run. He's got a little bit of a veteran presence. And I don't know if they scrap him for Brandon George. I think McDonald outplayed Brandon George in the preseason, and I think that they're going to go ahead and put Jack Cochran on IR. I think because he got injured the other day, he's going to get the IR nod. I think they move on from Cole Christensen. Christensen just goes to the practice squad with Brandon George. And I think this is how they will do it. If if Cochran was not injured, I think McDonald still makes the team, and maybe he beats out Jones. Would you think that?
I don't know. This one's really weird to me. I would love to see Brandon George on their roster. Like, I feel like Brandon George is
but Brandon George did not outplay Cooper McDonald. We can all agree on that in the preseason.
Right. I don't think so.
Special teams or defense, he did not. So it would not be fair.
But the potential,
put Brandon George on the roster.
But the potential of Brandon George, I think, is higher than McDonald. Like, do you get what I was saying?
I mean, yeah,
I think the ceiling.
It's totally possible.
But so it's weird to me. As far as Cam Jones, I think he's a take him or leave him kind of guy at this point. He does put in some valuable snaps for us when we need him. Play some special teams. So I'm not opposed to it, but yeah, I think that's pretty much how it's going to go. Like you said, Cooper McDonald outplayed everybody. Right. I think that's his spot there. Jack Cochran going to the IR, I think that's how they get him on there. It makes the most sense to me.
Right. Cam Jones was actually, I want to say, the first or the second highest rated run defender on the team in the preseason. So if you're looking to beef up run defense in certain positions, I think it makes sense. And Cam Jones offers you a lot of good special teams play. And also Cooper McDonald gives you that as well. Steve, 6 linebackers. Spags has taken 6 linebackers.
They do it a lot, yeah.
Yeah, he's taken it 50% of the time he's been here. He's taken 6 linebackers. So
do you think this is a year, though, where Andy's like, hey, we have to take 7 receivers. We have to take 4 tight ends. So you're going to have to drop one of them linebackers.
Do you think maybe they drop, say, a Jones or a Cooper McDonald here and just go with 5?
Absolutely. You might see Carson Steele make the roster and not McDonald or something like that. You know, I don't know.
I don't know if I would like that, to be honest.
I don't think it is a huge difference. I think that Carson Steele's a special teams contributor, more or less. It's kind of like what Cooper McDonald will be doing. So I think it could go either way.
Right. Well, we'll discuss who's basically the tops of the food chain here and who would be the bottom 4 to 5 guys that you may see rotate. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's move on. Let's go to DBs. Okay, let's talk about Dog Petter. Why did I read that
Did you almost say Dog Peter?
I almost read that completely wrong, and then you read it as if that I wasn't going to read it like that because you know YouTube will smack us for it.
For Dog Peter?
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
I don't know. That's weird. It's a name. Peter's a name.
Trade Nicky and bring in a running back who can return punts. Oh, Nico. So trade Nico Remigio and bring in a running back who can return. I don't think that's would happen. Not opposed to the idea, but what running back?
It's not a terrible idea. But here's the thing with Nico: he's a damn good football player. Like Nico is the best returner we got, and also I feel like if he had to take snaps on the offense, he could produce.
He was one of the highest rated players in the offense for preseason as a receiver.
I mean, think about this. How many snaps did Sky Moore continue to get with the Chiefs up until last season? And I bet I would guarantee you Nico Remigio can outperform him on a football field in this offense. Let's get this right. Sky Moore had 4 or 5 receptions for 20 yards or something like that the other night. They're actually using him in San Francisco. It's strange. So I thought that was weird. Thought I'd throw that out there. But yeah, I mean, they could do something like that. Something might happen where they trade one of these guys. I mean, it could be anyone really. You've seen it happen before with, you brought him up a few times, Mike, but Amir Smith-Marset, he had a hell of a offseason and they just traded him, you know? So
yeah,
of course they got draft capital out of him, but I mean, they might try to find a way to finagle some of this stuff. You never really know. I mean, there's a lot of options open.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go ahead and move on to corner. And look, these are going to be just DBs. The Chiefs are just going to list this as DBs tomorrow. I think we've got too much versatility back there. That goes both ways with safeties and corners. And, of course, Steve interrupts me again every time.
Peter interrupted you, Mike, politely with a 10-bomb. He said, Sir, before we move on, we need Chris Jones, Lot Boss to go in beast mode this year, along with Crazy K. Dude, I think this defense, like if you really look at like the playmaking abilities of the guys that are on this defense, keep in mind a lot of them are young. So, but like Gelati and Norman Lott, they absolutely can, disrupt an offensive line. They can, both of them. And then Bossa, he's flying around looking good. He might be somebody that can get some valuable snaps. Chris Jones is going to be Chris Jones. I think it'd be a fun defense this year. It really could.
Yeah,
appreciate the 10, Peter.
Okay. For the 15th time, let's go to corner. Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, Christian Fulton, Noel Williams, and then Steve. Sadly, here it is. I think they're gonna put Najee Johnson on the team, to the dismay of every person watching. Just about, I think they put Najee Johnson on the team over Josh Williams. I think that's your pick right there. And a lot of people think that Kevin Knowles has a shot. I don't personally think Kevin Knowles has a shot at getting on here. I like going back and watching some of his film in the preseason. I don't think he done anywhere near what Khalif Halsey was able to do, and there's just no way. Noel Williams had a lot of snaps in the preseason. They really like him. He's not going anywhere. I think it's going to be Najee Johnson. I really do. maybe they make Najee Johnson start the season on the IR. Did he miss any time versus the Bears for injury or something?
Man,
I don't know, but they're going to figure out a way to put Najee Johnson on this team.
Unfortunately. I mean, if it was up to me, I would take Josh Williams over him in a heartbeat. I wouldn't
think I would
twice.
too. Even with Josh Williams' kind of pedestrian performance versus the Seahawks, I would much rather take my shot.
Overall body of work, I would definitely take
Yeah.
Josh Williams. Will they? I don't know, man. They seem to be pretty obsessed with Najee Johnson. And I think the reason why they like Najee is because he is a great special teamer. Like, he's a good gunner. Like, that's what he's good at. He's not good at corner. He just isn't. But they do not care to keep putting him in there. They will start him. They're not afraid of it. He's like the Sky Moore of the defense. Like, no matter how much he doesn't produce or how much he drops the ball or how much he doesn't cover somebody, they're still going to put him out there.
Yeah, they still trust him. Spags, find you somebody that loves you as much as Spags loves him. Let's move on to safeties, but again, this is all just going to be DB. Brian Cook, Jaden Hicks, Chamari Connor, and then we think Chris Rowland Wallace is going to get that 50 spot. Christian Rowland Wallace, I believe, look, he's listed as a safety. They've also got Chamari Connor listed as a safety. Again, at the end of the day, they're going to just write DB. I'm almost positive. And you're going to see Chamari and Rowland Wallace playing a lot of the slot coverage a lot. You're really going to see that. Yep. So get used to seeing, like, say, McDuffie, Watson, and Chamari Connor. McDuffie, Fulton, and Rowland Wallace. And it's going to be interchangeable. But I think that's going to be your 10, or that's going to be your 9. Steve, last year they took 10. If you take a 10th, you might notice here that we did not put on Mike Edwards. And I think this is where me and you differ. You think they're going to take Mike Edwards, and I just don't see a reason to do it.
100%. I think they'll take Mike Edwards before they would take Cooper McDonald. I think they would take him even before Najee Johnson. Yeah, just my opinion.
That's wild.
Is it?
I would take him before Najee Johnson.
They literally went out and got him for a reason, right? They're like, hey, our safety room is a little lackluster. It's very inexperienced. We lost Justin Reed. What do? They go get somebody with some experience. They go get a vet. They go get Mike Edwards, somebody who won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. So I don't think they went to get him to cut him. I don't. I think they'll put him there.
So that's it. So we'll talk about that in just a second. This wraps it up. Is the 51, 52, 53. Butker, Ariza, Winchester. We all know that's coming out to round out to 53. So, Steve, if you put Mike Edwards on this team, who has to go? If you put Elijah Mitchell on this team, who has to go? If you put Carson Steele on this team, who has to go? Like,
I would take a hard look at doing 6 linebackers because I almost think it's unnecessary.
Cooper McDonald, Cam Jones at the bottom of the pecking order.
One of them two could go, not be on that initial.
And then who's the rest of your pecking order that you would lose out on? Are you going to drop Derek Nottie? You just picked him up. He was the last defensive tackle. Are you going to drop Malik Herring? He's your 5th.
Well, I tell you something that could happen, and it would put Julia into shock, but they could decide not to put Bob Tonyan on this team. They very much could go with 3 tight ends.
It's possible.
We've seen people have excellent preseasons before and not make this roster.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Like, I would put him there.
What would be your percentage that the Chiefs wouldn't take Tonyan?
50-50. It's kind of a coin flip.
You still give it a 50-50 shot at this point?
Me, personally, it's more of like I'd be about 70%. I would take Tonyan because he looks pretty damn good.
Yeah,
right?
Me too.
And I think he could definitely help us in a pinch. Plus, Andy likes the 12-13 personnel. So I think he likes to have all the extra help there. But I just don't see a world where Mike Edwards don't make the roster.
So let's talk about this for 1 second. Mike Edwards is not on this team. Joshua Williams is not on this 53 right now. Okay. Elijah Mitchell, Carson Steele's not on this team. And then who was the other one we were just talking about? Maybe that might be the big 4. Maybe it's those 4. So, but like if you get rid of those 4, you're saying that to get those 4 back, you have to feasibly cut a Robert Tonyan. I don't take any of those guys over Robert Tonyan. So I think the tight end room has to sit at 4.
Here's the difference. Let me tell you the difference. You're talking about a starting safety or a tight end 4.
Well, you're talking about a starting safety that's shown that he plays like an old backup that gets burned.
You say this off of nothing but the preseason. Go back and watch how he played when he played with the Chiefs. He played good with Buffalo. He played decent with the Bucks. Like, it's not like he's bad. I don't know why you have it in your head Mike Edwards is not good.
I just don't think Mike Edwards. I would
Mike,
rather
this is
take
a UK
youth.
guy we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Stop the slander.
That's why I think that there's better. I think that I prefer youth in that position, and I think if you're
They
gonna
don't
let
need youth. That's the problem. They
Well, here's
have
the thing.
plenty of youth. They need some experience back there.
They're letting Chamari Connor go back and play a lot of safety with Brian Cook the other day. If you're experimenting with that, if you're experimenting with putting Christian Roland Wallace back there more, then I don't think with Jaden Hicks there's a need to have another safety out there, especially a guy that's a little older.
Well, here, let's put this into perspective. You decide not to go with Mike Edwards, right? And he goes somewhere else. Brian Cook decides to show his ass and just not be good, because we've seen it from time to time.
They're never going to sit Brian Cook.
I'm not saying they would.
No,
but,
he could just
I
suck
mean,
all season and he'll be out there.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, I feel like
We seen it
having
with
a
Nazi
little bit
Johnson
of
last year. What are you talking about?
that's the one that's me right here, and that's just me talking. I'm not saying this is what the Chiefs would do, but Nazi needs to go.
I think Nazi could open up a nice spot for Mike
Yeah.
Edwards. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm with
easily.
you there. I think if you really wanted to throw on Elijah Mitchell or Carson Steele, you can get one. You can't get both of them on.
See, I'm with Peanut. I think if you don't want Edwards, then you need to go get Justin Simmons. Do something. Don't give me all those young guys that are not going to get the job done. Like, you have to have somebody that's the glue. That's the last line of defense there. And we're just going to throw a bunch of young guys out there and hope it works out? I don't like that. Like, they need something there.
Well, again, I'm gonna
do you
ask
want Brian
you-
Cook to be your most experienced safety?
Again, I'm going to ask you, if he makes the team, who comes off the roster the way we have it set?
Cooper McDonald. I've said that 3 times. I don't think you need 6 linebackers. That's exactly what I would do without thinking twice.
Even over
Or
Cam
Cam Jones. Or Cam Jones, either one. Like, I don't care who's linebacker 5.
Here's my thing. I think Cooper McDonald done enough to play himself on this team. But you could be in another Khalif Hallisey situation.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, the very well could be.
I think
So,
I
look-
think what Khalif Hallisey offered the team a couple years ago was more valuable than what Cooper McDonald offers the team right now.
I'm
And
kind of with Blueberry
they cut
Wilbur
him.
here. Wilbur says Edwards is washed and he's slow. He does look slow. I just feel like, look, I feel like with the guys we got back there, the younger dudes, you're not getting rid of, like, they're never sitting Cook. Cook could just go out there and just show his ass for 5 straight weeks, and he's playing every snap.
Well, I mean, I think there is a lot of unwarranted kind of just people are hard on Cook, right? He was coming off of a bad, nasty
Yeah, I don't think he's that
ankle
bad.
injury. He's not that bad, but he's not lived up to what they drafted him.
No,
Let's
for
get
sure.
that straight. And I think he definitely has a long way to go. I'm not comfortable with Cook being the veteran safety back there.
Are you more comfortable knocking Mike Edwards off the team or Josh Williams? Because we didn't put Williams on the team either, and like it's just kind of been known that, like, hey, we're getting rid of Josh Williams. But
I would go 5
he gets a
line.
lot
Like
of-
if it was me, 5 linebackers instead of 6. You can have the number 5 be Cam Jones or Cooper McDonald.
So you
or,
take your
or
DBs
Brandon
up to
George
10.
for that matter. Pick your poison.
right, so you take your DBs to 10.
I'm going
with
to kick
Edwards.
Mike Edwards in there, and then I would swap Josh Williams and Najee Johnson.
That's what I would do. I would do that. I would be fine with that. The Chiefs are just not going to swap Josh Williams and Nazi Johnson. Dude, if they did do that tomorrow, though, I would be very surprised. If you had a 53-man at the end of Tuesday and it had Josh Williams on there instead of Nazi Johnson, are you telling me you wouldn't be surprised?
Spags, is this you?
It's
For the
not
love of
Spags.
God, for the love of God and all it's holy, move on from Nazi Johnson, please. Thank you. I mean, come on, what's the deal, bro? What's up, Richie? How you doing?
Well, you got to think about this, too. You don't have, let's say, Mike Edwards. You've got 4 guys back there that can play. If you keep Nazi could play safety in a pinch. Maybe.
Sure.
But you've also got, okay, you're going to have Major Williams and I think Glendon Miller both make the practice squad.
I'm telling you, this
any
could be
given week, those two could
We
get
might be
called
talking about
up.
the way wrong people right now. There's some people that it could go a lot of different ways. Like Andy's pretty surprising sometimes with the way he
Yeah.
decides to go with a 53-man roster.
I think so too. This is just our best guess. And look, I don't think we're going to be that far off from a lot of people. I think this feels like the most good, like the most logical 53 is the
The
one
most
we
good.
have. Maybe you could put Edwards on there and take somebody off like a Cooper McDonald, but I haven't seen. I would be good to know. Has anybody else seen? Has anybody else done any 53-man rosters today? Because I haven't got to look. I've just seen everybody on here saying it, but
Mike,
I've not
you were
actually
literally
had time to
just
watch.
making fun of everyone doing it.
That's what I'm saying. But has anybody got them in print? Because if so, I'll go find them. Let's see how many people's put Cooper McDonald on this roster. Like, is this just something I'm coming up with?
Yeah, I don't know. Sure.
I just don't feel like I'm the only person that thought Cooper McDonald was good enough to make the team.
You're not, but let me see. Here, Arrowhead Pride did a final one. Let's see what Arrowhead Pride said. Let me read
Throw
it
it up
to
on the
you.
screen.
All right. Give me a second.
Screen it.
Don't tell me what to do, devil woman.
Well, let's let everybody see. We can't take your word for it here, son.
Why?
We think you might be lying about it.
All right. Do I need to zoom it in? Ding.
Nah, we can see it. Okay, so this is their updated one. So let's compare this to what we just did here. They went ahead and took 4 running backs.
Yeah, they got Elijah Mitchell in there.
And okay, I thought about that too, but again, where are you going to cut players? I'm curious to see where
Let's
they're cutting
find
players.
out. They only went with 6 receivers. They're not putting Jalen Royals on there. They said they're going to, what?
That's cheating. Yeah, look, there's no indication they're putting Jalen Royals on the IR.
They said he was held out of Friday's game with a knee injury.
But there's been no indication that's going to happen. So look, if that does happen, big deal. Is Arrowhead Pride Pete Sweeney, by the way? Maybe Pete's got
I think
some,
he quit. He went to
Yeah,
KC
but I think he
Star
does
or
his
something.
last one here, though, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Here, hold on. I'll tell you who did this. John Dixon. John
Johnny
Big
Dixon.
Dixon.
So they think they've got inside info that Jalen Royals starts the season on the IR. That's cheating.
Is
If
it?
he does start the season on the IR, then I guess okay,
Okay, they go the four tight ends here.
right, that makes sense.
9 offensive linemen, the exact
That's what-
ones that we picked.
Our exact one, that makes sense.
Defense, they don't have Malik Herring on there. They're going with 4, or not Malik Herring, I'm sorry.
No, they're
Derek
not
Noddy.
taking
They're missing Derek Noddy.
Noddy, the ones we just picked up.
But in their defense, I think they did this a day ago, so Derek Noddy trade hadn't happened.
Okay, so their whole thing's probably blown up then.
But they went with the same defensive ends. They went with the same 6
There's Coop.
linebackers. Yep. Cornerbacks and safeties, they went with 10 total instead of.
They're counting Roland Wallace as a 6, and they're putting Mike Edwards on there.
Yep.
So they took 10. So essentially, Steve, they took Mike Edwards.
They literally said this group has been set ever since March. It remains so.
So they've took Mike Edwards, and who got cut?
Nobody.
Because there has to be one person that's different than ours. Oh, they don't have
Derek Noddy.
Noddy on the roster. So look, if they put Noddy on the roster, what are they going to do? I'd love to see what they would do there.
Let's see if anybody else did one. How about that?
That's yeah. If Noddy makes the team, who do you take off there? Do you go ahead
I
and
don't
take
know.
off the running back, or do you take off Mike Edwards? Kind of wild they put Jalen Royals on the IR.
Yeah, that's
we
pretty
really
weird.
think that's going to happen?
Pretty strange. Guys, appreciate you all being here. Do us a favor. Take 2 seconds, hit the like button. Well over, 500 people here. Hit the like button real quick. We only have 124, and that's upsetting.
That's weak.
I mean, come on,
Come
guys.
on, bro. We got over 600 people watching this bad boy.
Let's go.
Let's go. Hit that like button.
Hit that thumbs up, baby.
That's some
Let's get it
damn
going.
good content. We're just,
Yeah, also,
we're just out here
if
trying
you-
to figure it out.
If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hang out with us more often. Going to find all the good Chiefs content here at All Chiefed Up. Do yourself a favor. Hit subscribe. Yeah, Mike, it could just go a lot of different ways. A lot of different ways.
Right.
I'd be interested to see what some other people have said. So let me look around.
So Jalen Royals, people are thinking Jalen Royals could start the season on an IR, designated to return.
Nick Jacobs did one
and-
11 hours ago.
So wait, we're thinking that Jalen Royals and Omar Norman Lott could start on the IR?
No. That's silly.
Is this how we're getting?
So what's up with the knee of, it's not really been a topic of discussion. So what's the knee injury with Jalen Royals? Like, when did this even come about?
I don't know.
I know he didn't play in this last game. But
Sparkle
I thought they were
Sports
just
said I
sitting him.
think Cochran goes to IR. We said that one.
Yeah,
Cochran.
yeah.
We didn't put Cochran on. We think he'll go to IR, and we think Cam Jones and Coop McDonald slide on as 5 and 6. Steve thinks Coop McDonald might slide off, or Cam Jones, one of those two, and you slide on Mike Edwards. Look, I'm fine with putting Mike Edwards on the team. But where I get a little weird is who are we taking off? A lot of people say Malik Herring could get off. I'm not comfortable rolling with 4 defensive ends.
Yep. Shout out Shane with the 2 bombs. Let's hit that like button. Hit that like button, baby. And then Kyle with the 10 bomb. Just hope to see you hit 50K subscribers before kickoff in Brazil.
Yeah.
Hope your dad is okay as well. So, yeah, I saw this earlier, by the way, and that's why Nick Lowe is in the pit forever. Because if you're going to be a freaking idiot, you're just not going to be here. We were late getting on here because we were uploading a graphic. And I guess he decided to tell everybody there was an accident. That he talked to you and there was he talked to you and Pops was in an accident. He'd come up with all this dumb shit. So I blocked him.
Why would anybody do that?
Idiot,
Nick,
bro.
Like, dude, why would you do
Hey,
that?
let's, I don't know. Actually, though, I'm going to be very transparent right now. Me and Mike were talking about how big of an idiot that guy was before we ever got on. Because he was on here telling us to hurry the F up and stuff like that. Like, I can't stand people like that. Like, dude, you're an idiot. Just go away. Go watch somebody else.
Why would anybody say something like that?
But yeah, Pops is completely fine, Kyle. That was just him being an idiot, but that's why he's gone. Appreciate the 10, brother. Let's see what Nick Jacobs
what a
did.
slap nut, bro.
Yeah.
Like, how did I miss that?
I think I was reading it when you told me I wasn't excited because I was trying to figure out what was going on. Okay, let's check out
what
Nick
is he
Jacobs
doing?
from KSHB. Okay, so he went with Patrick Mahomes, Gardner Minshew, says Oladokin's going to the practice squad. Bailey Zappi's getting waived. He only went with 3 running backs as well: Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, Rashard Smith. So he went our way. Said that
makes sense.
Carson Steele would go to practice squad. Elijah Mitchell getting released.
Who is this again? You said this was
Nick Jacobs.
Nick Jacobs from 41 is the
KSHB.
mic. Gotcha.
Yep. So wide receiver, he went with 7. The exact 7 we went with.
He didn't put Jalen Royals on any kind of IR there.
Nope. Practice squad, he went with Brownlee, Badger, and Keyshawn Smith.
Keyshawn Smith is pretty decent, man.
And he waived Magdalena, Hal Presley, Jimmy Holiday. Tight end, he went with the 4 we did. Jake Brenning still on IR. And the practice squad, Terry Watson, Wave, and Spivey. Don't wave our boy Spivey. Put Spivey on the practice squad.
I feel like Trey Watson could go practice squad because he's a big blocker type.
So Spivey. He's a big boy.
Yeah, that's true.
Offensive line.
9.
He went with 9. He went with the exact 9 that we went with.
Same 9.
So we're very, very close.
NFI. That makes sense. Practice squad. Pole, Godric, Cooper, and Hanson. See, Joey gets waived every time, but I'm telling you, Joey was a good football player.
I don't like it.
I would like to put Joey on the practice squad, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. Defensive line, he went with 9.
Jones
he's got Marlon. He's got Marlon Tuipulotu on here, but I think that's going to be Derek Noddy.
Yeah, he don't have Noddy on here, so he did this before the Noddy thing, I guess.
Now, what did he do, though?
Unless he thinks Noddy could just go ahead and get cut by Wednesday, and they can just put him right back on or something.
So he actually went with 1 less than us as well, too, because he had Malik Herring on the practice squad.
So he's dropping Herring, so he must be putting somebody on here.
Yeah, Marlon.
Okay.
And he's missing Derek Noddy.
So I'm just saying, so he only took 4 defensive ends then.
He took Gelati, Mike Dana,
Charles
Omenihu, and George Karloftis, yes.
I'm just not comfortable with 4.
I'm not either. I think they go with Malik Herring. I feel good about that one. Okay, let's move on. Linebacker, he did 6. He did exact 6 you did with Cooper McDonald.
Cam.
So
okay.
he's on the same wavelength as you are with Cooper McDonald.
Jack Cochran IR. See, this is 3 Coops. 3 Coops.
3 Coops.
People like Coop. I'm telling you, he had a great.
He went with 5 corners. Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, Christian Fulton, Noel Williams, and Nazi Johnson. Trade candidate Josh Williams. Practice squad Kevin Knowles, Jacoby Covington.
That corner, that's the same 5 we went with.
And then as far as safety goes, he went with Jaden Hicks, Brian Cook, Roland Wallace, Shamari Connor, and Mike Edwards.
He took Edwards. So he took Edwards and he pulled off Malik Herring. That's essentially what happened.
Right, but he also had Marlon Tuipulotu instead of Derek Noddy, which I think will end up being Derek Noddy.
Yeah, he may have done this after the trade.
It said 11 hours ago, so I think I think that trade went down at like noon Eastern, so it probably happened like right after he did this. He's probably like,
Right.
shit.
He's probably pissed. He was pissed.
Yeah, he was like, dang man.
I think that's a good one. I think we're all on kind of the same wavelength. I feel like if you pay attention to this team, this is right where it is. So far, everybody's put Mike Edwards on the team. I was completely fine with putting Edwards on the team. You should have fought me for that one just a little bit, but here's the thing: is I didn't know where you pull off. So I guess it would be Coop or Malik Herring. And so far, we see Malik Herring off of one, and Coop's made both of our other ones. So it's still a guessing game of who would be that last guy off the defense if you put. And so far, nobody's put Josh Williams on there. So I guess everybody thinks Josh Williams is gone.
Well, I mean, the fact that Spags won't use him, like
Right.
even if he plays well, they don't use him. So I mean, shoot, man, I don't know. I'm with you and everybody else. I think Najee Johnson's pretty much a lock on this roster, but should he be? Probably not. Like that's the one that baffles me. I guess everybody's pretty.
Major Chips, as Nick knows, is ish. He
We'll
got the same
find
thing
out.
we did, so we'll find out.
I mean, honestly, the only thing that he had different was Pelotu because Derek Nottie.
Yeah, he put Pelotu over Noddy and Herring out for Edwards.
Yep. Which is pretty close to what we were going to do.
It's
Like if
identical
I
to
would have
what
fought
we've
you
done.
more about Mike Edwards, we might have done that.
Yeah, I wasn't opposed to it. You just kept telling me, you didn't want to fight me over it.
Yeah, you win most of those. So what was?
I don't know, man. I may have caved on that one. I've just recently came around to the point, like I kind of thought they were going to keep Carson Steele up until about last week or the week before. I started to pull off the Carson Steele thing. I still think it's possible they could keep Elijah Mitchell. I still think that's possible. And then I really just come off of the whole Mike Edwards thing maybe a week ago too, to be honest. But
Yeah, you've been pretty hard on Edwards since preseason started. Chiefs Fitted over on X says that he gave Josh the experience, not over Christian Roland Wallace. So we'll see. I don't know though. I think they like Roland Wallace because he can play that little nickel spot.
yeah, he's got a lot of versatility to him. But it is possible.
Yeah,
It's
that's
possible.
absolutely possible for sure.
This is why a lot of picking this 53 man's tough this year. And Steve, I didn't think at the beginning of the year I thought it was going to be hard picking the wide receivers, blah blah blah, and it's come down to like defensive back room, linebacker room, and running back room is the three hard ones to pick. It seems like what's that about?
Well, I mean, it's just weird, bro. Oh, okay. So check this out. There's no way that they're going to put Jalen Royals on IR. He had tendonitis in his knee. If it's just tendonitis, he's not going on the IR.
Well, here's the thing: if you put him on IR and he's eligible to return in 4 weeks, you're just squeezing on an extra person. But as soon as he comes back, somebody's got to go. So you're just kicking the can down the road. It really doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's
At why
dumb
you would
to
just
me.
do that. It really, like, if it's not necessary, then it doesn't need to be there, I think.
So there's a story someone from heavy.com posted. It says that the Chiefs are predicted to stash draft pick on IR after mystery injury. So this might be where people are getting this idea from. This was actually written on August 23rd, so a couple days ago. Well, yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
At 9:12 p.m. So last night, literally about 24 hours ago, he said the Kansas City Chiefs' initial 53-man roster cut down is just a few short days away. Blah blah blah. But one of the difficult decisions could involve camp standout and rookie wideout Jalen Royals. No, he won't be cut, but there's a scenario he's unexpectedly begins the season on a short-term IR. I just don't see the point. I'm with you. I feel like that's kicking the can down the road. If you got knee tendonitis, right? Nothing major. You got knee tendonitis. Why put him on an IR to put an extra? I don't know. Maybe that's how they squeeze someone else on this roster. But like you said, how long does it last? A day or two?
Yeah, I mean, even if you squeeze him off for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, at some point he's got to come off IR, and then you've got to take somebody off your roster. So, I mean, what's the point? Unless he really can't contribute. But I just don't think tendonitis in your knee is going to be enough to keep you.
Yeah, that one seems wild to me.
That's kind of like when somebody has a contusion, And it's like, bro, you got a bruise. You're going to be fine.
It's a
for
bruise,
a few weeks.
brother. That's a fancy word for a bruise. Man, so all these go down when? What day?
Tuesday.
Tuesday by 3 p.m.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be 3 or 5. I don't remember which one it
Brett
is.
Veach is
3
always
Eastern,
the last
5
person.
Eastern.
The Chiefs are always the last team in the entire league to put theirs in. It happens every year. They always take a long time.
They do. I don't know
Sparkle
what their
says
deal is.
it's Norman Lott will be on IR.
People are saying that. These are just unsubstantiated rumors.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
So far we've heard
actually.
Royals and Omar Norman Lott rumored to do that. Cochran would make sense because we know Cochran's been injured. But then Omar Norman Lott did not play the other day versus the Bears, right?
Mm-hmm.
They sat him, and I think Royals sat too. So
like, here's the thing.
it's always
like,
a possibility, I guess.
when I try to dig into the Omar Norman Lott injury, there's nothing. Nothing. Like, the only thing is from back in July where they avoided a scary, an injury scare where he tweaked his knee. Obviously, he had that medical red flag in the draft process last year because of the knee. They thought it was a chronic issue. But other than that, they haven't said a damn thing about his knee. Now, Arrowhead Addict wrote on the 15th that the trainers were looking at Norman Lott's ankle on the sideline after he was visibly in pain on the field. The team later made it clear. Where'd it go? I lost it. Yeah, basically they made it clear later it wasn't a big deal. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that's coming from.
Josh says Rice goes to trial for suspension in 4 weeks. So Royals on IR for 4 weeks when Rice is suspended and Royals is active. Well, that sounds great, but Rice can also take a deal at any moment, right? It doesn't have to be when he goes to the arbitration.
Well, I think the reason why they're
And
going to
then technically
arbitration is they're not just. I don't think they're going to up and be like, yeah, let's give them 8 games. Just we'll suspend them for 8 games, which is what the league is pushing for, which is strange.
Right, but he's saying that you just put him on IR, and then when Rice gets suspended, he pulls him off IR, and it's giving you the extra person. But
I understand what he's saying, yeah.
But just to say that he goes to arbitration and they suspend him that exact week, and then they take the suspension, because even if it goes to arbitration, they give him something he don't like, he can still appeal it.
Williams said the same thing. Royals off for 4 and then back as soon as Rice gets suspended.
But we're not for sure Rice gets suspended that exact week. Like,
I
this
just don't-
sounds great in theory, right? But I don't know if it works so cookie cutter.
Well, let me tell you why it doesn't. It's not good. I don't like that scenario for the reason that I don't want Jalen Royals to wait 4 weeks to get in and get in the game.
Me either. I don't want him to be like
you
that
got a
green.
good rookie wide receiver. Let's get him in there and get him going, just like you did with Rashee Rice, just like you did with Xavier Worthy.
Right.
Do that with Royals. Get him out there. Get his feet wet. Let him learn. It's a knee tendonitis, people. I had tendonitis in my elbow when we used to play music, Mike. I had tendonitis bad in my elbow from drumming.
Yeah.
Right. And it sucks. It aches. It's terrible. But it didn't stop me from doing anything.
Right.
His knee tendonitis is not stopping him from playing football. It
And
probably
so do
just
you
aches
want
sometimes.
So
right?
I'm just saying, yeah. So do you want him to miss 4 weeks, not
No.
get up to speed, and then have to get himself up to speed for those 4 weeks, or would you rather
No.
be up to speed for those 4 weeks, ready? I don't think that
I
makes
would be
a lot of
willing to
sense.
bet you could take some ibuprofen and not really pay attention to.
Yeah,
knee
they're probably just
tendonitis.
literally resting him.
Yeah,
Now,
I don't
look,
think so.
The Chiefs could do something like this. I'm not saying that it's impossible, I guess, but it just, to me, don't make a lot of sense.
It don't make sense to me. I guess that's the best way to say it, right? Yeah, like could it happen? Sure, but it doesn't make sense to me.
Cheever said, isn't the court date September 30th?
Yeah, it's like a whole nother month from now.
Yeah, again, he's meeting with the arbitrator lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
But soon as if she could take weeks to she may not make a decision right then and there. She could take weeks to make her decision.
Is that how that
So
works?
I don't think she can make it. And even if she does make the decision there, if she says I'm going to give them 7 games, they can still appeal it. So we're not 100% for sure that on just week 5 he's suspended. Like, I don't think it's just that cookie cutter. Not to mention, he could just go ahead and say, look, I'll take my suspension in the next 2 weeks, and maybe you could put him on the IR, ready to return, reserve. Maybe you sneak on a guy that way and let him miss, say, the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season. Now, that's not a bad possibility, but how are anybody supposed to guess that in a 53-man roster prediction?
Right. Laura says they can make an agreement now.
Yes, exactly. You can totally make an agreement now. So look, that could happen tomorrow, and then this whole 53-man roster thing's busted up. But again, it's one thing trying to predict 53 guys on a roster. That's ridiculously hard, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But then throwing all these outside factors in, that's like trying to predict every player in a mock draft perfectly. Like, you can't do that. Like, you can only do so much, right?
Okay, so, well, with our 53-man roster prediction, if you could change any of it, what do you think you would change? Like, if you second guessed it.
I don't change much. I think if anything, maybe on the offense, I would come more maybe putting Elijah Mitchell on as a number 4 or a Carson Steele, but I think I still lean towards Mitchell. But the Chiefs may lean towards Steele. They may like that. Again, Andy may want that. So maybe the 4th running back and maybe I still think I have to keep the lineman at 10 or 9 rather. So maybe the running back and then you knock off Herring. I just don't like putting 4 defensive ends and that's all you get. It doesn't make a lot of sense, especially when you got some undersized guys like Ashton Gelati.
Right.
Like, because he is a little undersized. And Minnie Hughes kind of, injured a lot. So was Mike Dana. They're not the healthiest guys in the world. They missed tons of time. So, I mean, I don't know. So maybe Mike Edwards, maybe Elijah Mitchell or Steele. One of those 3. And again, who do you pull off? I'm not comfortable pulling off Coop. I like Coop McDonald. I think he could play.
I think you guys are getting a little too horny for Coop.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe this is a Khalif Hallisey moment.
I think so.
But at the end of the day,
actually, it's like not as bad as a Khalif Hallisey situation.
Spags likes Coop, and he's made tons and tons of plays on not only special teams but whatever else. And when you've got Cochran out, there's another linebacker special teams guy who's stepping in for that. It's Coop.
Right.
So
Romastamo,
I
I don't know.
that.
I don't know if Mahomes is going to make the 53-man roster or not.
No, I mean, we went back.
Bailey
and forth over that
Zappi
one.
might be starting. He's done surpassed Minshew and Mahomes with the performance that he had. Appreciate you guys being here, by the way. Once again, do us a favor, hit the like button if you haven't. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, all that fun stuff. If you'd like to become a member, you can go to join.allchiefteup.com. Become a member of the ACU crew at just $4.99 a month. We'll be doing our members-only live stream this week. We'll try to give you a little bit of heads up when that's coming. And also, merchandise. You can go to merch.allchiefteup.com. You can check out some T-shirts and stuff like that if you'd like to support the channel that way.
Right. Justice said, was Mike talking shit on Ashton? Absolutely not. Didn't say one negative word about Ashton.
No.
Except for he was a little undersized, which he is.
Ashton's
but no,
a monster,
Ashton Gelati's
brother.
awesome.
He's going to be so fun. Yeah, him and Norman a lot. If they're healthy and they're in there, I'm all for it. It's going to be good stuff. Mike, I hear a train rolling in, baby.
Let's go. What you got?
Peter Ortiz with 5 gifted memberships. Speaking of memberships,
Let's go, Peter.
Peter said, here's 5 of them. How about that? If you got one of those, make sure to thank him in the chat. Peter's a legend. Y'all put some legendaries in the chat as well. Appreciate you, brother. Romastamo with the 5 bombs. His best horned up pod out there. Cole's okay, but this is better. Yeah, you got to respect Cole. You got to respect the game. But sure, if Romastamo says it, I'm not going to argue with him. Not with the 5 bomb anyway. If it was a regular comment, I might tell you wrong, but no, I'm just kidding. Appreciate the 5, brother. Mike, I think I have 5 memberships to give away.
Do you?
Should we do that?
Go for it.
Let me see. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I have 5. But, we're still sitting at 193 likes. So I'll give away 5 memberships when we get to 215. Get to 215. I'm going to need some more likes. We'll give away 5 memberships. But we're going to be here for a little bit while longer. So if you have any questions, make sure to get them in the chat and all that fun stuff. And then let's get those likes up to 215. I'll give away 5 memberships, and maybe some people can go to bed happy tonight. You think?
Yeah. Hey, look, a lot of people's asking, is the arbitration the final ruling, or can Rashid Rice appeal that?
I think this is I think that's the whole point.
Google says this. Google says no, an NFL arbitration ruling is not necessarily the final ruling. Recent court decisions, such as the Second Circuit's ruling in the Brian Flores case and the Nevada Supreme Court's decision in the John Gruden case, found that certain NFL arbitration clauses are unenforceable due to their lack of neutrality and impartiality, allowing disputes to proceed in open court instead of being finalized through arbitration. So as of right now, it's very possible he could still appeal if the arbitrator says an X amount of games.
Right.
Because they're
right.
saying that the arbitrators are colluding with the NFL. So I think they're giving them an opportunity.
The whole point of arbitration is for them to decide what's fair, right?
Right,
So,
the
like, if the league
arbitrator's
comes
supposed to
in,
be
the league comes in
yes.
with 8 games. NFLPA is like, that's ridiculous. Jordan Addison's a drunk and he only got 3. Why are we giving this kid 8? Then they try to come out with something. They're like, okay, well, let's settle on 6. And then maybe Rashee Rice and Camp's like, 6 is still stupid. I'm appealing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how that
may be
process
possible,
goes.
but I think whatever they rule, they'll come to an agreement and he'll stick with it. But the thing is you're going to have to come down to at least probably, I think Schefter said he thinks it's going to be closer to 5 than 6. So that means it's going to be 5 and under, not 6 and above. People can't understand that. Like they were like, Schefter just said every number in the book. No, we got to learn on our reading comprehension. Okay. Schefter said it's closer to 3 to 4 games than it's going to be to 6 to 7 games. So basically 5 is the beautiful center spot there. So let's just call it 5 and end it.
Right.
I think I'm fair with that. I think that's fair.
Yep. I see some people trying to be members and can't find where to do it. So on most people's channels, there's a big fat join button at the top, but we're not cool enough to have that apparently. So we made our own link. Just go to join.allchiefedup.com and it'll take you straight to where you need to be. So join.allchiefedup.com. I'll even put the link in the chat and you can do it that way. I don't know why YouTube makes everything difficult for All Chiefed Up, you know?
Yeah.
Why you gotta be like that, YouTube? Well, I'm a man of my word, and they've got it up to like 219 likes. So
Okay.
here goes 5 gifted memberships.
Let's get those 5 out. Let's see what happens.
Let's go, baby. Why not?
Let us know who gets them.
Bing.
Nikki says that she can't find it on anybody's channel
They take it off
anymore.
up. They're taking them off.
Maybe we're just the lucky ones that got beta tested.
E-Shack is a new member. Carne asada. I love some carne asada. Is a member. Joshua Barr. Johnny Ditto. I missed somebody. That's only 4.
It's only 4. You missed one.
Chiefs, Warrior, Giants, Penguins. Got
There
it.
you go.
So, welcome to the crew, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the crew.
Welcome to the crew. And you know, Brenda, not to be outdone,
Uh-oh, I like it.
with 5 more gifted memberships. That's what I like to see. I like to see the gift of memberships.
The gift that keeps on giving.
It is. I like it when people's like, "Hey, welcome to the crew. Let's have a good
Hey,
time."
here in the next few days, we're giving away a something at the members only. We're giving
A signed
away
Mike Pinnell football.
Yeah, a Mike Pinnell signed
Big
football.
Pinnell action.
So everybody's got a chance to win that one.
Yep, that'll be fun. Let's see who. I think Brian Parrott's always trying to vulture one of them free memberships, and I think that YouTube knows it, and they actively avoid giving him one. It cracks me up.
He might.
Brenda, you're awesome, by the way. Thank you so much. Y'all put some legendaries in the chat for Brenda. She's an OG too. She's been around forever. And then she even said, "Sorry, Brian, I tried." Bob's in the house. Says, "Love you, dudes. I was toasted at the game." I know, Bob. You gave us like $30 in donos, man. You were drunk.
Yeah,
you were
we're trying to get
bro.
you a streak
Yeah,
across the field.
we're trying to get you to go streaking.
I'm going streaking in the quad.
I don't think you could hear us. That was the thing.
No.
You're seeing on the phone, but you couldn't hear us. But we were like, "Bob, at least take the shirt off and get on the field, bro. Like, do something."
That's
You
funny.
It's probably a good thing you didn't hear us.
Woo! Appreciate you. Slug with a 2.
Let's
Just
go.
Slug here having another drink.
I just wish that was Slug.
Me too. We knew a guy named Slug growing up. He played in a band with us.
Yeah, one of our
We've
best
known him
friends
for like
ever's
ever.
name was Slug. And,
He would go by Slug with 2 G's though, so I don't think this is the infamous Slugger.
No, it's not. And I think
this
I
Slug's
think
having another
the
drink.
infamous Slug was a Raiders fan, brother. Do you remember that?
Really?
Yeah, he
I don't.
was.
He didn't talk about it much because he knew couldn't be invited into our home.
I know, right? He kept it on the DL, but he was a Raiders fan. He was I think the reason why he was a Raiders fan
He kept it on the down low.
was Bo Jackson. He loved Bo Jackson.
But okay, so he's got a little bit of a Royals tie.
Yeah. We'll let it pass because Slug was cool. Brenda, been a member for 25 months and probably longer. Says love this channel. Love you, Brenda. Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you.
You're awesome.
Steve, we got a big week coming up.
We do.
Two weeks without football, though, is going to feel like an eternity now that we've had to get through camp and the preseason. And now you just get 2 dud weeks. Like, what is this? Like, I don't think the NFL is doing it right. Like, why did you do this to us?
It's not necessarily 2 weeks off. Like, it is, but it's not, I think. Like, the NFL season kicks off next Thursday, right? Not this coming Thursday, but next Thursday.
I don't know.
So it's about a week and a half. But I just can't wait till the guys are in Brazil and we're getting ready to kick off the season, dude. It's insane how close it is. I'll tell you one thing. It was hot earlier today, and it was hot, I think, yesterday. But there for a minute, we actually had some, like, fall weather going on around
What do you
here.
mean it was hot today? Today was beautiful out. What's it called? Humidity? It was just perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. It felt great, but it was still, like, high 80s at one point. But, like, I'm ready for it to just be cool. Like, these nights right now are pretty cool. I'm ready.
Oh, man.
I'm ready to throw a hoodie on.
I'm ready for football, man. Once it gets going, it's going
I
to
got
go
to cover
quick.
up these guns, baby. I got to put a hoodie on. Let's get that weather.
Steve, let's talk to the people about this. You put up a poll. Let's do a poll. Can you get a poll going? Not an ESSA poll.
An ESSA poll?
And not a Chris Jones third leg poll. But just a poll with 2 L's.
And not a polio.
Yeah. Get a poll going. Me and Steve are thinking about making an extra piece of content every week, free, to the peeps, that is just bringing back a full episode of answering your questions. So, like, times yours. Remember how we used to do the Andy times yours junk at the end of every video? We're thinking about doing a full one. So, like, every maybe Sunday, we'll throw up a community post. You guys ask questions. We'll pick X amount, how much ever we can fit in. And we'll do a video. We'll do them like podcast style live. We'll put the video out Monday, probably Monday evening or something. Let us know if that's something you would like. If you'd like a full episode of just like a Q&A times your style.
Absolutely.
If not, if it's something that you won't be interested in or you won't click or you won't watch, okay, just let me know right now because we're hammered. So if you're not going to watch it, YouTube's going to destroy us over.
We're pretty
it.
covered up
Please
anyway, but we will go the extra mile for you.
But I will do it if that's what you want. So let us know.
Yeah, but that's how that would go down. We would put up a post on, I think it's called, it was the community tab, but I think it's just called posts now. If you go to our YouTube page, it says posts. It's one of the tabs. And it's where we post random stuff. But also, that's open to you guys now. Like, anyone that's a subscriber and has been a subscriber for, I think, more than a week can post anything they want on the post page. So, like, you guys can talk about anything you want to talk about. You can ask any questions on there randomly.
Trash talk.
You can do whatever you want to do there, and you guys can talk to each other. You can talk amongst yourselves, and you can actually filter it, too. If you only want to see what we post, you don't want to see what everybody else is posting, you can hit creator post, and it'll just show what we posted. Or you can have it all on there. But I'd like to see a lot of you guys start using that bad boy. It's a good spot. Y'all could go talk about whatever you want when we're not doing a live stream, whatever. Y'all still want to talk? Go there. Use that community tab. It's called a post tab now, but go check it out. But yeah, that's what we would do. We'd post
what was the website that everybody wanted, and it was just kind of difficult for everybody to figure out?
Discord, because it's made for teenagers, and we're all old.
It sucked. Yeah, nobody can figure out Discord. So this is kind of like a YouTube version of Discord or a message board. So it's kind of great because everybody kind of wanted that. So now we got it. So let's do it. But yeah, that's a great place to go throw up some questions. Yeah. And like I said, we can make a full episode.
Yeah, but I think
and you'll get a shout out and everything on an episode.
Every weekend we would just post that post though and just be like, hey, put your questions here, and you'd reply to it. Bob with the 5 bomb says, I may have been arrested at a Chiefs game on Christmas one time. I cannot confirm nor deny. I'm going to go with Bob. Are you pulling our leg here?
Why did you do it though? Like,
Did he streak?
What were you doing? You didn't take nothing from the Santa raising money for the children, did you?
Hey, he took a blue chew and he pole vaulted over the field goal post.
What was the movie where the Santa's outside ringing the bell for the people to put their thing in? The guy puts his tape hand in there and steals all the money. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. It's not Bad Santa, is it?
That was Bob, maybe. I don't know. I like it.
I just like Bob eating a bunch of blue chew and then streaking.
Listen, Bob is horned up today. Everybody cover your eyes and watch out.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's crazy.
Man, ridiculous. Let's go check the poll out. Mike, so far, some people don't want it. They said nah, but 88% said they would do it.
So
They would like
look.
that.
If you really said no, please just let me know who you are because I like your honesty. It's kind of funny. Like
Shiloh
believe me, I'm
Sanders
not
to the
taking
Chiefs
it,
after the Bucks release him. Did you click that one?
Yeah. Like, did you see where Shiloh punched somebody, got ejected?
Already
now they
got in
released him?
trouble. Yeah, them little spoiled brats.
Shiloh, bring them in. We need safety help, Steve.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it. You got to calm them down a little bit. Got to hide the blue chew from
Shiloh
Shiloh.
was kind of he was kind of trash at Colorado those past 2 years, wasn't he? I don't think he was all that great. Oh, Bartman said it was Home Alone 2.
Was it on Home Alone 2? I love Home Alone 2. I don't remember that. Oh, yeah, it was. It was freaking Sticky Bandits.
That would
Yeah,
make
you're
sense.
right. You're right. Good call, Bartman. Chiefer says we can comment on ACU post, but we can't post to it. You should be able to post to it. So I actually saw, I think somebody posted the other day. Let me go to it real quick. Chiefer.
Okay, William said, I said no. Okay, William don't like Q&As. Richie said, I'm guilty. I said no. It's fine, Richie.
Guilty. That's
Look, I
charged.
tell you, we just come up with ideas for content. People like content, right? So we just kind of come up with stuff. And we thought, hey, people always like the Times Yours section. People like the, what was the other one? Hear ye, which was basically a Times Yours. So, yeah, we're just coming up with things to do that maybe gets the community involved, gets you guys more interactive on videos. But if it's not your thing, that's awesome. I mean,
okay.
I guess we'll find out when nobody clicks it or they click it on Mondays. But
All right, let me share this screen.
let's go. What do you got?
And then I want you guys that are in the chat to follow along with me and tell me if it's working or not. Okay. So let me share this. Can you see? It's our just home YouTube page right here.
Oh, I see it.
Okay, if you go right here to these little tabs, there's one that says posts. You
Okay.
click post, and now you can see the post. Okay. If you scroll
So-
through here,
So was it
can
Chiefer,
see-
though? Chiefer said that they cannot post, only we can post?
yes, but there's supposed to be a way that they can post.
Well, we'll
Why
just have to
isn't
figure it out.
Is it only for mobile right now? Are you on a phone, Chiefer, or are you on a computer or a tablet or something? Or a TV even?
Here, look. Let me go to my personal YouTube, slide over to the exact page,
Yeah.
and let me
do
see
that.
what happens. Here, I'll post something, and I'll say, hey, and see if it pops up. You ready? Let me find it. Okay, we're live. I don't want to be here.
Y'all go there, and if it'll let you post. See, I'm on the computer right here, and I don't see it either. But I think on the phone the other day I saw where you can. Chief 24 says he posted and it's not showing. I think you have to be on mobile. You think it's a
wait
mobile
second.
only thing?
Mobile. So check it out, guys. Look, I'm on post. I'll put this up to the camera the best I can. It's still going to be hard for you to see when Steve's got the screen up like
Oh,
this.
here, hold on. Let me take this off in that way.
Steve's got to
see.
pull the screen down.
Bing.
Okay, so here you go. So it has it. You see right here, it says view membership, visit community. Click visit community. And when you do that, now it gives me the what's on your mind. And I can click creator post, right? So I can put, yo, boys. And then I'll hit an exclamation, and then I'll post it. And now let's see what happens.
So they
So
can't
here
do
we
it
go.
from a laptop.
Yeah, right there. So it says it, yo, boys. There you go. So that's what you got to do.
So it has to be mobile, though. That's kind of
So
strange.
for right now, it's mobile. I can test it on whatever later, but for mobile, yeah, you click it and then
yeah,
you
there's
click
nowhere
at the,
to do it here.
yeah, you click at the top. It says visit community. So you got to click the visit community. So why is it that YouTube, even if they come out with a cool little feature like that, they still make it so hard to get to? YouTube, it's just one of those
Well, it's
multi-billion
not
dollar
hard to
company.
get
and
to,
they're
but I mean,
just
it's weird
insane.
that you have to be on mobile to do it. That's strange to me. Like, why can't you do it from a laptop or a desktop or anything?
I don't know, man. You would think you could do it from even a TV because a lot of people are watching from TVs now. Like we've noticed, how much is it? Like 60% of our content consumed are people watching on TVs now. Like TVs are starting to take over YouTube. It's insane.
Yeah. Romastamo says, boys, I loaded up on Mando after your ads. Now the chicks love me and dudes want to be me.
Yeah.
Hey, it's that bourbon vanilla. The bourbon leather or whatever it is.
Let's go.
Mike, you still got some Mando back there behind you.
I do. Should I give it away? Should we do a Mando giveaway?
We should.
I haven't really used it. I used it one time to test it. So if somebody wants like a little used Mando by Mike, I mean, I don't know if I'd want it, but 72 hours.
Yeah, see, I don't like that I can't even see other people's posts on here if I'm not on mobile. Like, it's weird that if I go on a phone,
I don't like it, YouTube. What are you doing?
they're gonna have to get that together.
YouTube is just, they're slap nuts. They'll roll out some of the, like, some stuff and then they'll screw it up. Like, they bail on it too quick.
I mean, that's actually, I like that idea. I like the fact that all you guys can just go talk right there if you want to, anytime you want. But the fact that it has to be on a phone, like, why would you not make that go across?
Well, on the bright side is when we do the Q&A show for Times Yours, it'll be our post, so you'll definitely see it, and you can just comment it underneath.
Yeah,
that'll be the easiest way to do it.
All right. Well,
KY said Mando and Mike's pit hair stuck to it. Yeah, you may have that.
you might. While we're talking about Mando, I also want to shout out Chubby's. If you go to chubbysshorts.com, you can find a lot of Chiefs gear on there. You can go look at their NFL collection. They have some cool shirts, some swimming trunks, some other stuff that's Chiefs related. Really cool stuff. Super comfortable. And you can use the code ACU and get $10 off. So chubbysshorts.com. They have shirts, shorts, whatever. You can just go search for the Chiefs, and they have some cool stuff on there. So check that out too. John Hale says, "Where are those posters?"
Dude, mine's right back here. I tried. I don't know if you can see
mine?
it.
I have mine here. I haven't got to put it up yet. You
Right
gave
here.
it to me.
See this long poster? I tried to find a place to put it on the wall. I wanted to put it here, but the couch covers it. It don't go up high enough. So I'm thinking about maybe knocking stuff off this wall and putting it back here. I gotta
figure something out. Yeah, it's such a huge poster.
Yeah, it's ginormous.
Appreciate that, by the way, John. That's pretty awesome of you. Logan says he tends to watch on TV, so it makes him absent in the chat. I think a lot of people do that. Yeah.
I think so too. That's why a lot of people are like, we just lurk. But I think that's the reason. Logan, you hit it right on, like, the nail on the head. But
Logan, you're a brave one, son. You're looking at me at a bigger, higher resolution.
You are.
I'm less ugly if you watch on a phone.
He's looking at us on ugly cam. Logan, that's a pretty sick logo you had there too, by the way.
I like that.
I don't know if you've seen his logo, but it was pretty nice.
I did. Let me go back to it just real quick. Yeah, I like that.
It's kind of nice.
Chris Wright, been a member for 25 months, says just hi.
He said hi.
He said hi, guys. What's up, Chris? Hope you're doing good,
buddy?
brother. Hope you're doing good, brother. Day one, mod one. This is a true statement.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's go. Yeah, man. Been around for the long haul. Bryant Williamson said he's way behind the chat and he just figured it out. You slap nut. Hear ye, hear ye. Bryant Williamson is a slap nut. He's been behind 20 minutes the whole entire stream. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, it is what it is, man.
That's kind of funny.
Speaking of, we've not showed the people our full schedule poster yet, have we? Like, unless you come to the Chew of the Crew, nobody's seen this yet.
Yeah, show them the posters.
Let me get it going. Here, let me come off screen for a second.
We owe
because
Peter
I don't know
Ortiz
where I gotta
some
dig in.
stuff. He'll be getting these posters. So I know that Peter didn't get to come, and he's one like top fan a lot. So we're gonna put him together, something to throw out. But yeah, while Mike's digging around his room looking for stuff, got a freaking train rolling in, baby. 10 gifted memberships from Chris Wright. Let's go. Freaking legend, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, handing out the memberships. The gift that keeps on giving. Let's go. Members only live stream coming up this week. What better time? What better time?
Go. Chris
Yeah,
with 10, baby.
10 gifted.
So
Killing.
here we go. This is what the posters, the schedule
Hold on.
poster. I don't have the other poster with me, so tonight you get the schedule unveiled.
Before
the next time
that,
you can have the other.
Everybody that can, everyone that's a member right now, put some ketchup in that chat for Chris Wright, baby. Let's go. These guys own emoji. Use it.
Let's go. So here's the poster unveil.
That's a beautiful poster there, Mike. That's the schedule one.
Got a little Mahomes, little Jaden Hicks on there. Looks pretty
Go down
sick.
a little bit. Go down. Yeah, there you go. Now go
Looks
in.
pretty sick.
Now move it in. There you go.
There we go.
Get them beautiful faces on there.
So we're going to give those away. Like, usually anybody that's a top donor, we'll probably do giveaways during the season.
Yep.
I got to go onto Amazon and buy like Amazon completely out of.
We didn't have
poster
any.
tubes.
We don't have any of the Marvel comic booky ones left.
Let me look really quick. Give me a second.
Mike's leaving again. Always leaving us. Well, every time Mike leaves, the train comes rolling in, baby. Let's go. Got 5 gifted memberships from Peter Ortiz. Let's go, Peter. Appreciate you, brother. Y'all thank him in the chat. Thank Chris Wright in the chat. Brenda, everybody that's been gifting out memberships. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you so much. Shout out. And then Macaberry with 19 months member says, did anyone else like the Trent Green special comments? Proud Trent Green member here. Chris Wright is legendary. Let's go. There's a lot of Trent Greens in here.
Appreciate the Trent Greens, baby. Here it is.
There we go. Check that out. You got Darth Vader Kelsey, and you got
Mahomes as
Thanos.
Villains. And me and Steve are comic book characters. We're like,
Mahomes Thanos is funny.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, man.
Kelsey Darth Vader's badass. Mahomes Thanos is funny.
Well, he's got all the rings. So, I mean, they're pretty sick. I have to go to Amazon and get, I got to buy them out of all their poster tubes, basically. And then once I get all that, we'll start getting all those out to everybody, and we'll start doing giveaways like we did last season. The poster ones are fun, right? The schedule ones. But if you don't get them out before a certain time of the season, they become really obsolete. Last year's, we had a few left over.
Last year's would have been a great commemorative piece for a 3-peat year.
Oh, it would have been
But
great.
they had to go F it up.
Had to go
and not show up to the Super Bowl.
They said, oh, who wants a 3-peat?
Hey, you know what's funny is I had to go into Walmart earlier. I hate going in Walmart. But I had to run in there. One of the girls wants to try out for basketball, wants to play basketball and be on the basketball team. So I had a little bit of time earlier. I'm like, I'm going to get a basketball, obviously. I'm going to take her to the park and try to show her a little bit here and there. Whatever. So I had to run into Walmart. So I'm like at the self-checkout, and this little old lady says, hey, I like your shorts. And she was like, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, but I've always loved the Chiefs. This little old lady. She's like, I've always loved the Chiefs. She's like, I'm from Dallas, and by that, I've been a Dallas fan, but I love Kansas City. I love the Chiefs. And she was like, it's a shame that they didn't show up to play at the Super Bowl.
She would have loved nothing more than the Chiefs to knock out her biggest rival, probably. If she likes the Chiefs and the Cowboys, she hates the Eagles.
Yeah.
We let that little old lady down.
She did. She said, it's a shame they didn't even show up to play. So even that old lady knew they just had a bad day, right? Like,
she said that old lady would have performed better.
She might have.
Than half of that team. Okay? I'm just going to say it.
Justin Blackwell says Thanos is weak. Doom literally ripped a skeleton out. Hey.
Don't be ripping out your skeleton now.
Mahomes be snapping, though, making people disappear, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm with Julia said Granny's opening scar.
Yeah, old Meemaw got me going there. She almost got me to cry in Walmart.
Come on, Meemaw, chill out.
Thanks a lot,
What's she doing?
I don't know.
She said, I'm going to make that Chiefs fan cry.
Hey, look, my name is actually Steven, by the way, with a PH, so technically the short name should be Steph, not Steve, but, you know.
Can we call you Steve?
Steph. I don't know if I would want to be a Steph. Apparently, Steph Curry has his real name that I don't know if Steven's his middle name or something, but he has like another name. And someone did an interview and they randomly said his real name.
I remember that. Yeah.
And he was just like looking down. All of a sudden, he's like, like, no one tells me that. No one knew that.
Dude, can I bring this up on screen today? Like, you know how people hate PFF, right? It's like a bad thing. I did a thing where I took the random roster of the 53 man and all the guys that are not presumably locks. I had PFF rate the entire preseason score, and they made the tiebreaker. So this is what the roster would look like if you went by nothing but PFF score on non-lock guys. Let's see how. Tell me how much you think they're right or how much you think they're wrong. So here would be this is just offensive guys, by the way.
Okay.
So quarterback, Mahomes and Minshew would have been 1 and 2. Pacheco, Smith, and Hunt, we just settled them as locks. So basically, if you went with a fourth, they're saying Mitchell scored a 79, and he's actually scored higher than Smith and Hunt throughout the whole preseason, and people were saying Mitchell didn't do enough to make the team. Isn't that wild? And it said that he does beat Carson Steele. So if they do a fourth, they're saying it should be Mitchell, and technically Mitchell scored higher than Smith and Hunt, which he scored higher than Pacheco. He's the highest scoring running back when he's in on plays. That's wild. I don't know. So anyways, receiver. So based on receiving scores, Rice, Remigio, Juju, Royalsworthy, and Brown are locks. So if you go to the next one, which will be your wide receiver 7, Thornton. Thornton had a 73.5. That's who we put on the team. Barely edges out Badger. Badger was a 70.7. So if they'd have did a wide receiver 8, Badger, according to PFF, should be on the team over Jason Brownlee, who scored, I want to say, like a 58 total or 68 total. So isn't that kind of wild that PFF's kind of weird, but like they've got the roster down so far. Tight end, this is their top 4 if they take 4, which is obvious. Their offensive line, here's your top 5 locks. Now, if you go without the locks, so these are going to be your backups. Caliendo was an 82.3. We had him on the team. Cooper, 73.7. We didn't have him. Esapo, 70.1. We did not have him. And C.J. Hansen with a 62.5. We did not have him. If they take a 10th, it would be a tackle because you had too many guards right there. You need that 4th tackle. Jason Godric at a 61.5 actually beat out Wanye at a 57.1 and Jalen Moore at a 57th.
Jalen Moore has not impressed me too much, brother.
So how wild is it that out of 25 players, this would be the top 25 offensive players according to just PFF, and you would knock off C.J. Hansen if you want to take Mitchell? Isn't that wild? Because it's not – people were like, this is why you can't trust PFF. But I'm thinking, wait a second. This isn't entirely that bad. Like, where it gets a little weird is these final 4 guys here. But it's like, are we just giving guys like Wanye Morris and stuff like the roster because we know that's what Andy will do? But when you come by actual play, Wanye Morris is getting outplayed by Cooper and Poole. Right? So it's like, maybe we should rely more on it. Like maybe Andy needs to rely a little bit more on it. And let's get Esapole on the roster, maybe Dalton Cooper, and get Wanye and everybody off.
Look, I'm just going to throw this out there. Like Jalen Moore, the way that he's played and and what I've seen him do, thank God Josh Simmons was ready to go.
Yeah. Dude, if
because
Josh Simmons wasn't ready to go, I don't know if
about
Jalen
that,
Moore would have been there, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not
Or
saying
do
he
you
would have
think
been
maybe
bad.
He just
but
looks more comfortable at left, and he's just not
that
comfortable
could
playing
be
right.
it. It could be it. So I don't know
Because you're
for
drop
sure.
stepping with a totally different leg. You know what I mean? So maybe your
Yeah.
comfort level was the other way.
Maybe. You could
I don't
be
know, but
right.
I'm with you. I don't think Jalen Moore's looked that impressive.
No, man. Honestly, I haven't.
Did you really think, though, that out of all these guys, did you think that Elijah Badger and Esapole and Dalton Cooper were, and even Elijah Mitchell for that matter, those 4 scored higher than everybody give them credit for?
That's crazy.
It's pretty wild.
Every time you say Badger, it makes me think of Badger from Breaking Bad.
Badger.
Have you seen that show? Has anybody seen that show? You know Badger? That's what I think about.
Yeah.
Peter Ortiz says, hey, guys, buy a Grim Reaper shirt. They are worth the money. So he's been rocking that one.
The Grim.
Let me show you what we got going on at our store,
The
ladies
Grim
and
Reaper
gentlemen.
is a nice shirt.
You can go to merch.allchiefedup.com. It's going to kick you to the store here. It's going to say get chiefed up, baby. Explore the collection. We have the Jalen Royal shirt here. We have the GOAT shirt. The You're Not Worthy shirt. Get that in a couple colors. Then you just have the standard all chiefed up one. And a lot of these shirts have stuff on the back here and there. And then here's the one he's talking about right here. Get the Grim Reaper shirt, baby. But yeah, go get you one. They're pretty sick. The first time I actually saw one in person was when Ty was wearing one to camp and we were there.
Yeah.
Because I never got like a what do they call it? Sample. I never did a sample of this one, so I never got
know
it.
the word sample?
It took me a minute. Mike, it's late, man. I've had a long
like
day.
it.
I've been working since 11 a.m.
That's wild.
It's 10:51. But yeah, go do that. Appreciate you,
YouTube
Peter.
actually told me on the last video, we put a link up to the Jalen Royal shirt, and YouTube said almost 1,000 people clicked over to see that Jalen Royal shirt.
Ain't none of them bought it. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how many people's bought it. Like, I guess you have to go look, but
That Jalen Royal shirt's sick.
maybe
though.
not a lot. Because here, I'm gonna say this right now too. It's not just our store. Every store. It is wild to me that you have to drop $35 on a T-shirt these days. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry,
mean, that's just
it's the
dude.
times. This is just what we're living in. But it is wild.
I
that
mean,
you have
honestly,
to drop $35 on
let
a
me
T-shirt.
tell you something too.
No,
Like,
you don't have to. You could go to like Walmart and stuff and find good quality.
let me tell you
clothes for, like,
something, though.
$10 or something. But
us putting that shirt on there at $35 is like us making hardly no profit.
yeah, I think we make like what, $3.
not much at all. So
And
if
that's
y'all,
like a drop shipping.
when
thing.
when
Like,
y'all
it's
see
wild.
that kind of price on a T-shirt, don't think we're being stingy because we're literally getting like
yeah, I think you make like
breadcrumbs.
$3 or $4 off of it.
Yeah, Bryant says, "Why is it number 13? Because of the 13
13
seconds, Bryant. Brian, are you still 20? Are you still 20 minutes behind on the chat?
No,
I'm just messing. No, it's the 13 seconds, man. That's why it's number 13.
he's the Grim.
Cobra Kai Ty says, I love my Reaper shirt and my hoodie. Yeah, that hoodie was awesome. I need to get those back on there. I still have some work to do on the store because we had to switch stores.
Yeah, because
So-
of Bob over here.
Yeah, Bob actually is the one that told us to go there.
Yeah, we had to switch all because of Bob. He broke the
So
other one.
far, I really do like it, and I got some work to do though to add some more stuff back to the store, and then we're going to design a couple new ones. We've kind of thrown some ideas here and there. I have a Gardner Blue Chew design. I don't know if I'm going to actually make it a shirt or not, but it's pretty cool actually.
Just as men's shoe.
It's just a dude with a headband and sunglasses and a Fu Manchu. That's all it is on the front. It's just like I don't know. And then on the back, it says Gardner Blue Chew.
A Fu Manchu.
Yep. Kayla was creeping on you back there. I saw
I
her.
know. I just
I
seen
saw
her
her
walk
creeping.
in. She tried to scare me.
She said, why are you still on? Y'all been on for an hour and 41
We have
minutes.
been on for an hour and 40 minutes. It's pretty wild. I think we probably need to get up.
You get off here. Bob says, with a 5-bomb, you guys have lots of mods. How do you know you could trust them? Asking for a friend.
We didn't.
Look, man. Hey, it takes a special kind of person. You have to have balls the size of Harrison Butker to let Julia Gulia be your mod. Right?
Yeah.
Like, she could do anything. No, honestly, our mods are awesome. Most of the mods are people that's been around since day one, Bob. And they've just been, like, massive supporters of the channel. And it just kind of came with the territory. But, yeah. I actually love the work they do. Shout out mods, by the way. You guys do awesome work. Thank you for everything that you do for us. And what I really like about them is they won't pit a slap nut right off the bat. They sometimes will just give a little bit of leeway to where I get the satisfaction of putting the people in the pit myself. And I love that about
Like
them.
tonight, apparently.
You know, they don't
you
want
were
to take it
pitting
away.
people.
Yeah, like Nick Lowe. That felt good. It felt
It's just
damn
so
good.
wild. Like, Nick's been around for such a long time. Like, why would he even do something like that? That's
Look,
like
man,
very
I don't know.
slapnut-esque.
Yeah, it's stupid. I mean, sometimes, I'm all for a good joke, but that's not something to joke about.
No, that ain't
Go to
funny.
the pit, Nick Lowe, and it felt good to do it, You hit that button, and it's just like, it's like Dexter, the show Dexter, like when he kills a person. Like he
Right.
gets that little, whatever. It's like his moment. That was my moment.
Yeah.
That's what, hey, I finally got to take my mask off. That was the real me for like 10 seconds.
did.
To the pit.
Nikki says, how close to 50K? Well, we just passed 49 the other day, so we got about
You're
900.
getting there. Hey, yeah, guys, help your boys out. Share us with your friends, family, whoever. Even if they don't do YouTube, tell them they need to start doing YouTube because there's some
Yeah.
good Chiefs content over there. Shout out Red Pill Crip with the 5-bomb. Says, I think Chris Oladokin should be QB2 in my opinion. I only seen him play these last 3 games, but I definitely think he has more potential than Minshew. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of leeway because you said you've only seen him play these last 3 games. Chris Oladokin stinks, brother. You'll see flashes here and there. You can see why they have him. I think they like Oladokin because he can play a good scout team Lamar Jackson. Like he can do stuff like that. But as far as like actually being in there, Minshew's another level. Like Minshew's been a starter in this league at Jacksonville, Las Vegas, Indianapolis, and he's not bad.
Out of all Chiefs players throughout the entire preseason, Minshew was the 6th highest rated Chief player to play.
Minshew's not bad, and I like the
So-
attitude Minshew has. He's like a gunslinger, and I think he can kind of draw that out of Patrick Mahomes a little bit. Like, hey, get out of your head, bro. Just sling that ball. And Minshew's the type of guy that would say that. So I think it's a good thing. Like I said, I'll give you a little bit of leeway. If you've only seen Oladokin the last few games, he has played pretty decent. He's better than Zappy.
Oladokin has flashes where he looks like he's very competent.
But
But go back
boy.
and watch the Saints
Woo!
preseason game from last year.
You'll
Just
watch
go
it
watch the final play.
Normally, Oladokin finds a way to screw up everything. No hate, though. I do like Oladokin, but he struggles with it. Another 5 bomb says, any rookies you guys think won't make the cut? No, I don't think so. Not this year.
Last year we had the corner out of Tennessee,
Kamal Haddon.
Kamal Haddon, but he was kind of a problem off the
That
field.
was
His attitude was a little
yeah.
bit of a
That was
problem.
character concerns.
I think this year, I think we're fine there. Again, people are rumoring Royals or Norman Lott could start the season on IR, which means they won't technically make the 53.
I mean, honestly, what I've seen out of these rookies, just in a small dose of the preseason here, I feel like it's been a solid ass draft. Like I thought that anyway.
Well, I think,
but now that I'm seeing these guys, I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, he might be on.
I think Brett
he
Veach
might have been
really-
cooking.
he really nailed Josh Simmons. I think that makes sense because Simmons should have been a top 15 pick,
Listen, hear me out.
hands down.
I think it was the 2021 or 22 draft. Whenever they got McDuffie, George Karlaftis, all those Leo Chanel, they got all those DBs.
Brian Cook.
Yeah, Brian Cook, Josh Williams, Najee Johnson, Jalen Watson, Isaiah Pacheco. Okay, so that's cooking, right? That's people talk about how good that draft was all the time. I think from front to back, maybe in 5 years, you might be able to look back and be like, he was cooking in this one. This one's better than that one.
I hope, but I mean,
Was Trey Smith in that draft too?
no,
Was that a different one?
had to be. That was Dick
Trey
Bolton in the Creed draft.
Did I mix them
Creed?
up? Did I get them mixed up?
Maybe
Yeah, I got them mixed up. That's 2 different drafts.
was Creed the same draft as Bolton?
No.
No,
I
they
had it
couldn't
right.
be.
I had it right. Creed was in the same one with Bolton. It was Creed,
Was it?
Bolton.
They have 2 second-round
Trey
picks?
Smith. Yeah. No, the one I
Okay.
was talking about, I was right about the one I was talking about. It was
Yeah.
George, Leo, and Trent McDuffie up top. So yeah, those were both good drafts, right? But everybody talks about how good those drafts were. This one could be right there with those, if
What
not
about
better.
that Sky Moore draft?
God.
That was the Karlaftis draft. I mean, so there you are. Did you
Was
know
it-
Sky Moore?
Is that who we forgot?
That was the
Sky
second
Moore
round.
was in that draft too?
Yeah, that was the Tyquan Thornton Sky Moore thing. Did you know Sky Moore, in his first game with the 49ers in the preseason, he was targeted 6 times? They actually targeted him 6 times. Do you realize he has only been targeted in Kansas City his entire time here, like 75? So he got targeted almost 10% in one preseason game,
Yeah.
which is wild, right?
Cole, I'm begging you, whatever you do, don't put any spoilers in the chat, man. I've been watching this show and I haven't got to watch the one from the other day, so don't say anything. That's my favorite show of all time. Don't do it to me.
I heard they're canceling the one.
Yeah, the prequel.
prior.
I don't know why
Which I
they
don't know
needed
why
it to
you
go
need it.
on. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know why you need it. So
No, I didn't think they were going to do a second season. But yeah, don't spoil it for me, Cole. Don't do that.
I don't
Please.
think you will.
I'm going to go watch it like soon as we're done. That's
Well,
all
I
I've
think
been
we're
thinking
done.
about.
So I think we're done. Let us know in the chat if you like the 53. Again, Steve, I think if you look at the 53 objectively, you could say maybe Mike Edwards makes the team. Where do you pull out? You know, who do you pull off of it? Is it going to be Malik Herring? Is it Coop? And then obviously on the offense, are they going to take 4 running backs? Is it going to be Mitchell or Steele? I don't think they take both at this point. So, I mean, maybe they surprise you and take like an Esapole too. I mean,
You
that's a
never know,
possibility.
man.
You could take a 10th lineman.
We'll find out. We'll see. Normally we do pretty good. I think we'll still do pretty good. Yeah, Ron, that prequel was good. I just don't see that I don't think they needed to extend it more than one season. But anyway, I'm gonna go watch Dexter. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. By the way, you guys have been awesome. It's been a really fun one. Love when you guys get in the chat and everything. Also, thanks for all the likes. All you guys that donated and gifted out the memberships. You guys went off today. Appreciate that. Thanks so much. Thanks for helping the channel grow. Hit that like button on the way out if you haven't done it already. Subscribe if you haven't done that. I don't know what you're waiting for. And then, of course, you can become a member at join.allchiefedup.com. And you can also buy some merch at merch.allchiefedup.com. But we'll be back Tuesday with a podcast. So the pod video will be on YouTube. Podcast will be on Spotify, Apple, and all that
We got to
fun
find out
stuff.
what to talk about because the 53-man roster is going to come out 2 hours after we release this. It's going to kill the whole video because we can't see the future.
Yeah, it's okay though. It'll
So
still
what are
be
we
a
going
good
to talk
video.
about?
It's still going to be a good video.
Should we predict the future in it?
No, just do your boys a favor and watch that bad boy. Click it and watch it when it comes out Tuesday. Help us out.
Yeah, help your boys out because we're going to get blown up by that 53-man roster at 5. YouTube's
Yeah.
going to say,
Watch, the Chiefs will do something crazy with his
yeah, they'll do
53-man
something
roster.
insane.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
the
hope
way it
not.
always works. Oh,
Let's
well.
hope not. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you later. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Let me find this little outro button real quick. Here it
on.
is.
Wow.